Kiss the Devil was the song they were singing at the Bataclan Concert Hall in Paris last November 13th, just before the terrorist attack left 128 dead. As the American rock band Eagles of Death Metal played, many in the crowd lifted their hands with the satanic sign. Latins know it as the Moloch or Moloch sign used in putting curses on people. Then all hell broke loose on that decadent event from the Islamic ISIS terrorists. National leaders, social scientists, even conservative media tried to explain the horrors and evils in the world and on the national scene in America, but they only scratch around the surface of realities. Unless you consider satanic influence and involvement, we can't understand the miseries, the perversions, the evils that we see in the world today. As it was in the days of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, Satan's influence is still real today. And the Bible reveals the answers to the issues and crises of life that superficial scratchings can't find. The devil is no joke. Satan hates man. Why? He was cast out of heaven because of pride. He wanted to be as God. He has no other chance with God because he was before the very throne of God and knew the awesome presence of the gracious creator of the universe. But why is he allowed to stay around all these centuries? Just as Adam and Eve had to face a test, God gave them tremendous freedom with only one restriction: just don't touch one tree in the garden. Man who was banished from that wonderful life would be also tested. Rebellion and disobedience would face God's sure judgment. From the evils of Noah's day to the deceived rebels building the Tower of Babel, Satan was behind all the rebellion. Moral corruption and evil of all kinds are abounding fast and furious today. That is, until the final battle of Armageddon, when Satan will be cast into hell for 1,000 years. He will then be loosed for one last round of testing and then be cast into the lake of fire forever, along with all those who love sin. There will be a new heaven and a new earth and a new Jerusalem for those who acknowledge Jesus Christ and obey his word. The history of mankind is filled with man's rebellion and squandering of freedom by refusing to humbly acknowledge the truth of God's awesome work to save man from sin and rebellion, to restore him to fellowship with him. The Antichrist global system we see being constructed is the final deception of Satan. Psalm 2 in the Bible, the Old Testament, is a commentary on this final satanic deception and a warning to the world leaders today and peoples across the world. It reads this way: why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords from us. What does that mean? Break their bands asunder, the restraints of morality, of truth, the commandments of God. Throw them off. Throw off the worldview that includes God. Psalm 2 ends with the crucial admonition that Satan mocked in that song they sang in that Paris hall, which was Kiss the Devil. But the psalm ends with, kiss the Son, acknowledge and submit to the authority of Jesus, the Lord of heaven and earth, lest he be angry and you perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Arrogance and pride are a mountain of proud that we can't get around. Satan feeds on arrogance and pride. But Jesus came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. The Lord's way is right. altogether right. Is God's way unequal? No, it's man's ways that are unequal.